Hey, gals and guys, this is Christopher Mosier from MyMediaHelper.com, and we'll just continue the scam day with scam number two, Brinks Home Security scam, or at least their salespeople. So who's responsible for the salespeople in the field doing scams? The owners of Brinks Home. They are working for them. So who are these people? So it's these people: Chief Executive Officer William Niles, Bob Reedy, Wade Gibson, Akash, Sara Harshbarger, Dinesh Kalwani, Veronica Matori, and Jonas Sari, whatever his name is. So this is the management team of Brinks Home. So they are responsible for all the people underneath them. That includes their fraudulent sales, be it outsourced or internal source. So my 80-year-old mother was visited at the door by a salesperson for Brinks Home, and they went over her security system where they drew up a one-page document to which she did sign on to understand a terms of a new security system. And there was also a phone call involved where she was asked a series of questions to where she said she understood. Now, where it gets tricky, you fraudsters, you Brinks Home fraudsters, and where you get scummy is there is also a contract that was drawn that was never signed by my 80-year-old mother. And there's also an email address on that contract that is not her email address, because she's 80 years old and she doesn't have a computer, nor does she have an email address. It's a Gmail email address, and I know the gentleman who it belongs to, and he probably has no idea, and I'm not going to give out his name. He probably has no idea that his email address is being used on a fraudulent contract. The gentleman has our last name, but he's not a part of our family, nor do we know this gentleman. He is a different Mosier. He is not in our family tree. So that's one thing. And it was e-signed. So it was e-signed by my mother, and she would have no way to e-sign said contract. So basically, and we'll get into it a little more, what happened is there was, she had a lawyer get into the whole situation and to mediate, and because they said this Brinks Home Security indicated that she owed, to get out of the contract, $2,000 plus for the contract and the equipment, which she did not, because it's a fraudulent contract and they were fighting it and they wanted her to pay this money. This 80-year-old woman that never signed this contract. So eventually I got involved. So basically what happened is I did talk to the lawyer who was able to get an IP address. Somehow I think from Brinks, I'm not sure how the IP address was obtained of what device signed the contract. And so I was able to search that IP address to a Verizon account. Now, my mother didn't have Verizon. I switched her over to Mint Mobile. In May of 2021, and this contract was signed this past summer of 2022, or supposedly signed. It wasn't signed by her. It was signed by, I'm assuming, this fraudulent salesperson or somebody. It wasn't electronically signed by my mother because she doesn't have any way to do it. So basically, I tracked the IP, and let's get into that. All right, so this is the IP tracked. So it is around our town. It is around Rochester. So the salesperson came to the door, so they do live in the surrounding area. So this is where the IP is. Just to give you clarification, we live over here someplace. So Mr. Fraudulent person lives over here someplace. So the IP doesn't match up with us. It's a Verizon IP. We don't have Verizon. We have Mint Mobile, Ryan Reynolds' company, Mint Mobile. And Mint Mobile goes through T-Mobile. It goes through the T-Mobile network, not the Verizon network. So we have no Zippo Verizon services. All right. So what else? So yeah. So I showed that to the fact that she didn't have Verizon for her cell phone, and yeah, this is what I looked up. I looked up the IP, so you can see this is Verizon Business. Blah, blah. It's just to prove that it was a Verizon IP. So there's no way that that contract could have been signed by us because we don't have Verizon. This is this gentleman's email. That has nothing to do with us. All right. So being able to prove all that, the fact that she has no computer, no way to sign the contract, no email address, the IP was incorrect because we don't have Verizon. I might have said that already. So what it ended out to be is that she doesn't have to pay that $2,000 plus the equipment. Now, here comes the really, really scummy part. Now, if they attested to the fact and they agreed to the fact that she doesn't owe that money, why don't you give her back? Because my mom's a good person. She kept paying. If it was me, I would have told them to go fuck themselves. I would have not paid them. But as this process went through, she kept paying because she pays her bills and she's an old lady and she doesn't want to go to collections and she doesn't, want different things to happen to her. Because they prey on old people. That's how fraud and scams happen. They prey on the elderly. So basically what I'm trying to get to is why didn't they offer to give all the money back? Because it was a fraudulent contract in the first place. Brinks knows it's a fraudulent contract. They are telling her she doesn't have to pay off the rest of the contract. Why aren't they giving back the money that she paid into it? Wash it. Just chop it up for experience. Look at your salespeople. Maybe be a little closer and learn from that, Brinks. You're a big company. My mom is a little 80-year-old woman. Okay? So if this video goes anyplace, and I'm sure it won't, I have a little YouTube channel. There's not a lot of people that watch it. Hopefully, if people are going to get Brinks Home or consider Brinks Home Security, don't do it. Don't do it because they're scummy. They have scummy practices, and this is their scummy practice. They have lying salespeople who go and arbitrarily sign contracts on behalf of other people, steal other people's emails, and just throw them anything they want on the contract that's not even has anything to involved with the person that they're trying to sell to. So these people right here, these are the people responsible. They need to better check out their salespeople. They need to do a better job. They're not doing a good job. Not a good company as far as I'm concerned to what they did to my family. Brinks Home Security for any reason. I have a small channel, like I said. I'm just a little zit on a pimple's ass. A little zit on a pimple's ass. A little zit on a fly's ass. I got all the receipts. If any of you care to call me, we can go over it. We can talk about it. William Niles, Bob Reedy, Wade Gibson, Akash Sara Harshbarger, Dinesh Kalwani, Veronica Maturi, Jonas Sari. Sorry if I mispronounced your names. If any of you want to give me a call, have a discussion, talk about it. I know you got your mansions to clean and your cars to get waxed by someone else and your yachts to go out sailing in. So anytime you take some time off on your extracurricular golf tournaments or whatever you rich people do on your days off, if you want to give me a call and discuss it, hey, that would be great. Anyone else, don't go to Brinks Home Security. A bunch of their salespeople are scummy. And that's it, gals and guys. That's all I got to say about these people. I think fraud day is over. two fraud videos in a row is enough for me. I want to go back and teach people how to do computer stuff. That's what this channel was built for, not for this bullshit. All right, gals and guys, if you could do so, please subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. Please share this to anyone who considers Brinks Home Security. Plenty of other security businesses out there to protect your home. Seek them out. All right. Any people from Brinks see this? Any leadership want to give me a call? Hit me up. I'm not hard to find. I'm all over Google. We'll talk about it. I got all the receipts. I can prove everything I just mentioned here. So I would certainly love to talk to one of you people I just mentioned. It would be awesome. And that's it. Please hit the bell for updates. And that's it, gals and guys. I appreciate you as always. And peace.